Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight. This is Wizards of the Couch presenting Shadow of the Arena. This is our second episode, and I'm going to give us a little brief overview of what happened in episode 1, followed by some thank yous for our sponsors and how our card system works for the show. So let me introduce everything we're doing here. I'm Erik Frankhouse, or Iron GM Necessary Evil, as many have met me before. We have a great cast here tonight. Today we are going to be playing what I like to call Auction Night. Well, it begins in the day, but auction will begin at night. And this started from episode 1. In episode 1, these gladiators paid to be at the Academy of Gladiatorial Arts. They trained to fight in the crucible, the arena, the blood sport, the place where favor is given out. But things changed quickly. As a dominist by the name of Blythe, an overweight, 7-foot-tall behemoth of a man, if you can call him that, staked claim over the academy, claiming that he owned it, tossing their Lanista Elverex across the arena, breaking his spine, and renaming the place Purgatory. Quickly realizing that they were no longer gladiatorial combatants of free will, that they are now owned by a dominus. Like that, it all changed. We went through Slurg hiding from them, then being put in manacles, and being asked to kill the very man who trained them, their Lanista Elverex, to cut his legs from his body. I thought nobody would do this, but I was wrong. Zox picked up the blade. 3 strokes was the wager, and took his legs from him, and he hangs from the training post with gnolls below him like a pack of dogs, feeding off of the flesh and blood. They were put into private cells overnight, and Zox quickly realized that his mask and him had become one, fused to his flesh from his horrible act. Slurg, acting like nothing was wrong, assassinated one of the guards, took his keys, found his way into Zox's cell, and decided to join them. He was free, but instead, this was his choice. And that brings us to Blythe calling an auction the next day, which everyone is being drugged to. Now, before we start episode 2, we got to give you a little bit of a rundown on how our card system works. You notice that there is the loot system that we have in place. And the bottom of these cards, there's going to be a few icons that are important. And they're also going to flash on screen to make your life and our life a little easier. Arena is in the corner. It's a building. And those cards can only be used in an arena or in combat scenarios that the GM calls for. The Helm with Laurels is for social scenes, which is going to be a large chunk of tonight, depending on how this ragtag group of idiots decide to do this. The thumbs up and thumbs down are in the favorites when I call for a vote from the crowd on what is going to happen to the players, not only in the arena, but in scenes. The shield can be played during any scene. Those have like item cards and weapons like busts that can crush people's heads, or maybe they find a sword hidden amongst debris. And then all the Demon Lord stuff are for collecting, for items. And of course, Norse Foundry is giving us dice each week and 1 grand prize at the end. We've already given away 1, which was the gladiatorial set, and this week is going to be the Doppelganger alloy set from Norse Foundry. Cards will be turned in when we call for them. We will do a random drawing for those, and in Card Patch, you have a chance to get extra drawings. And on top of that, you have a chance to get the grand prize for a set of gemstone dice, which will be announced later in the episodes. That's it from me and what we're going to be doing today, but let's introduce our cast before we dive in. Jimmy, why don't you tell us in quick 2 sentences who your character is and who you are?
Jimmy Duffy here, head reject on Praetor's Rejects, and one of the co-hosts here on Wizards of the Couch. I am playing Gram Rusta Ravestein, a dapper, accentually looking dwarf that loves the cigar. But no, I don't have a mask because Who needs it with this face? I make ugly look good.
Nice. Next, KC, or Jotun.
Hey, I'm Solvik Vast, or I'm playing Solvik Vast, the Jotun from the north. I'm a earthbound gladiator who's lost his family and has found solace and blood in the arena. I'm also the owner of Kobold Con, which is going on virtually this weekend, koboldcon.com.
Nice. And he also helped get Gary Con off the ground when all the pandemic spread, and that was outstanding. Let's go to one of our 2 masked minions over here. Although I see that KC has a mask now. Danny.
I do.
I'm Danny Grime. I'm the cartographer and artist for Wisco Games. But I am also the God Hunter of God.
Don't worry, the sword isn't real. We don't want him to hurt himself.
He doesn't get out much, folks.
None of us do. We're all wearing masks right now, well, besides 2 of you.
Hey,
And then
Zox,
at
did
the
you
end-
change those thumbs up, thumbs down card for me? No, it's okay.
Ooh.
What?
I'll get back to you later. Your color cards are off.
Okay.
And Brian Berg at the end. And the lovely goblin mask.
Yes. I am Brian Berg, director of Total Party Kill Games and co-host on the Wizards of the Couch channel. I am playing Slurg, the lovable goblin assassin and former hag's love slave. Thank you, Rob Schwalb, for making me die to play this character.
Also, my roommate.
Yeah, was your roommate. So, with the introduction, we give you a quick rundown of the city, and we'll start episode 2. City of Kif, or Quiff, depending on who's pronouncing it, is the city of blood. And in the center of this place is the crucible, the arena. This is where you have chariot races and joust competitions. But most of all these blood spots on the map are different gladiatorial arenas that people train in, different dominus and lanistas that bring gladiators together to fight for the crucible, for favor, for honor, and for gold. Our group resides over here in Kif, this tiny little cliffside spot. Now, we've seen Purgatory. We played here last time with the arena, and they've all been drawn into this building here. This is the Bathhouse with the main entrance into the building. A chance for our people, our gladiatorial people, to escape. If that's what's in the cards tonight. If favor of the crowd allows it. And in the Bathhouse, we have a lot going on. I'm going to give you a quick rundown for the players on what is important on this map. Anyone that you'll see in one of your rooms, if there is any, with a blue dot is important. They are either a Dominus or a Lanista. Dominus are people who use slaves as gladiatorial fighters. Lanista usually pay or train people so they can gain favor and honor for their gladiatorius familia. So let me set this scene, and we'll go from room to room. We're going to start in the third room, which is the area that leads to the training grounds and into the main bathhouse. Now, I will warn everyone watching the show. This is for adults. There will be blood. There will be violence. There's probably nudity. There may be other stuff going on in this bathhouse. Think Roman, Greek time frame, that style. We'll Hitchcock over really bad stuff. But for violence and blood, I'm not holding back. Any form of body horror or dysmorphia is part of the show. And that begins with our lovely Grum being forced to serve food to the people who come in and to the main bathhouse. You can see him right here. This table is full of fine fruits and food, and as the camera pans across, he's been standing here for over an hour serving these people in togas, and his scars and everyone else oiled up bodies. Everyone glistening for purchase. Each gladiatorial person is dressed in toga, and as the scene unfolds, there's a few things that catch the eye of the camera and of the viewer. This is the bathhouse that Vidicia Arada, wife of Lenista Elverix, the once Lenista, had their second son. The room where you've healed your wounded bodies after every match in the arena. This is a place of safety, or at least it was. It was sacred in the heart of the Academy of Gladiatorial Arts. But now, Lenisa and Dominus from all over Kif are here for auction, and for you and yours, and they are the items that are up for bid. As each of you take in the view of naked bodies sprawled through the room, servants brought from different familia, the smell of salted baths in lavender ride on top of the scent of roasted pork. At each door entering and exiting the bathhouse are two of Blythe's myrmidons, the ones you've dealt with before, the ones that put you down and in the position you are currently at. In the center of this main bathhouse is a floating raft with the body of Belissa Felix on top, strapped and being cooked with an iron by your chef. That smile he had serving Blythe washed from his face. Carving off pieces of her skin as it regenerates, feeding it to people in togas, as if this was a pig roast. Her screams are silent, but can be seen. Dark magic seem to be keeping her alive. And quickly, as this keeps happening, the water fills with blood. Now, I'm going to start with Grum, and you can see people who are in the room already. There are numerous people of importance that walk around and come up, and these are social settings. So in the bottom corner, you will see that there are social cards. If you click those social cards, they will come up on screen. You want to use the choose option, and then you'll be able to pick actions that you want to do. Any of them can be flashed on screen, Jimmy, if you want to. You just click on them, and they will pop them up full screen. They tell you what boons and banes you get versus the people you are dealing with. Your professions and player wit are going to matter. Now, everybody has one favor to start this, because I have a feeling you're going to need it. Grum, we start with you in this scene as you're giving food to this demon-like man with horns as he walks across and stands in front of the table you are at. Excuse me. I'll take some of the grapes, please.
Certainly. I'll grab, I'm assuming there's plates there, or get a...
Plates. They just eat them. There's little tiny round saucer stone ones that you can take and give them.
Delicately
food.
Pick a few, like I care, and put them on the plate and hand it to him.
What exactly did you do for the once AGA, now Purgatory? I'm looking for people of value for my Lenista. And he points over to the goblin, short. He's got a bluish aura over a lot of his armor that flickers on and off as he's talking to people. And he's dressed in spiked leather. He's got a target shield on his arm, a bunch of javelins on his back. He's armed. It's like, I'm here for my Dominus of the Arcane Arena. Is there anything you would bring to the Arcane Arena, to our training academy? Do you have magic, sir?
No, my magic is in my hands.
He immediately walks away from you and opens a door into the next room. The next room has Slurg. Slurg, in this room, there is a ritual circle on the ground. You're sitting on a bench off to the side, and inside that room there are numerous people. A large, oversized, ox-looking man, standing easily as tall as your Jotun friends. Next to him is a demon-like red-skinned creature. His footprints leave ashen trails behind him. He has finished eating something in the corner, and blood is left behind. In front of you there's another horned creature. Looks fey. Furred lower half of his body, dressed in a toga, and he has lipstick kisses all over his body. And then next to the altar, there is a dwarf who is currently pulling a rope through the window, and you can hear outside as he's yanking on the rope to pull something through the window to the north. Slurg, as you take in this room, all the doors are closed. You see one open, and a man walks in, saying, "Get the ritual ready. I will bring in the Dominus for the sacred ritual." And he moves through here and moves into the next room to the right. Slurg, what do you do with this scene? They're paying you no mind other than you're standing in the corner. Some of you look you over, but they don't seem too impressed.
Just the way I like it. I walk over to the demon-looking guy. I look at his scraps of food. I grab up one piece. Hey, you gonna eat this?
Well, you must ask to eat before you eat. But sure, you want it cooked or raw?
Doesn't matter to me.
Then it doesn't matter to me. And he walks by into the center and drops his toga. As he drops it, you can see 4 arms unfurl out of his rib cage. And he's holding skulls as he starts to place them on the altar. And they're tiny, maybe like this big. They don't look human. You continue to eat. Do you do anything else?
Is there any chance that I can nonchalantly walk out of this room to the other room?
The big guy in the corner seems to have eyes on you, the ox, and he's also staring out the window. You could try to get out, but you're talking 3 Banes to sneak out of this room. The doors are not locked. They're
Yeah, I
simply
would not
shut.
sneak out of the room. I would just act like I belong in the next room.
Well, that's up to you if you want to try that. They put you in here on display. That's all you know. They gave you no following other than do not speak unless spoken to, and you've already broken that rule.
Yeah, that's good. That's gonna go well.
Mm-hmm.
I will indeed just get up, licking kind of the blood and crumbs off my hand, my fingers. I'll even nod at the big guy as I walk by and just nonchalantly attempt to walk into the room south of here.
Okay. So as you nonchalantly try to walk into the room next to you, take this mask off. You guys can wear yours, but you can't see my facial expression, so it sucks. Give me, this is going to be, well, I guess what professions do you have to help you with this? Are you stealthing
I have
in?
con artist.
Are you, so are you trying to con? All right. I will give you con artist. What does that do?
It's just a profession.
I will give you a boon for that, washing away one of the Banes, putting you at 2 Banes. Do you have any other skills that would help you?
He ain't scared.
I mean,
Goblin.
I've got sneaky and I've got trickery, but those are more combat. And I'm not necessarily trying to sneak past him. I'm just trying to bluff my way and walk right past him.
Bluff.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, then you're doing it with 2 Banes.
All
It's
right.
versus his bonus. You're looking for a 13.
This be an intellect.
Yes, this would be an intellect roll. Or perception, actually. Sorry, perception.
Perception.
I'm doing perception. Yeah, no, it would be your agility or intellect, your choice. So you said you're trying to bluff, so intellect would be it.
Yeah.
Give me your roll.
Well, you know what? In that case, why not wait till he's distracted momentarily? If I get the feeling that this guy's just going to reach over and pop my skull.
He definitely can reach the door from there.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I will wait till he momentarily glances and I'll dart through the doorway.
So you see them start to pull an ox head into the room, getting ready, which you're guessing, for some form of ritual sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with that, and you waiting to not do anything, it's going to move to the next person. So, in the room to the south, and you guys have all been here, this is the temple to the old faiths. Ping this, let Jimmy set him back up.
Oh, you're good. On it.
Solvik, you're there. There are two gentlemen dressed in fine clothes, not togas, actually quite dapper, instead of being in the normal garb of Kif. They're looking you over, touching muscles, looking at scars, two myrmidons on each side of you. Both of them swords and shields ready. Obviously, you're the biggest threat, literally, from everyone here. You'll also notice that you've all been patched up to stop bleeding, but not enough to be in tip-top shape if you were wounded. They like to keep you, easy to put down.
Sure.
At the back of that room, there is a four-legged centaur-looking clockwork. He's currently dipping his arms in the pool and pulling them out. And you can see it's covered in oil as he's greasing up all of his cogs and gears. And he makes eye contact with you over the top, standing almost as tall as you. Do you have any knowledges on arena or any professions that would help you identify who this is?
I don't.
Then you're just looking at a straight roll. No banes, just a straight roll. It would be an intellect bonus.
I think I've seen this fun before.
Oh, yes. His name is Dominus Costalis. He is a clockwork from Kif. You know that he is brutal during anything versus anything that is flesh and blood. Once a gladiator, now owns his own familia, and he only hires clockworks to fight, but he is known to hire humans in flesh and blood to pull his chariots during races. This man does not seem friendly. His eye over you is simply on size. But other than that, he makes no contact with you unless you attempt to make contact with him. The two in front of you are looking over you, asking questions like, how did you get this scar? Where's the wolf and hat from that you wouldn't give up? Everybody else is just in togas. And they all are asking you those little tiny annoying prodding questions, like someone buying a car, except instead a piece of meat.
All right. I'm actually going to try and intimidate these two. I'm assuming they're neutral, probably, or are they?
They are currently neutral. If you want to play a social card and do social combat, you can. That would be versus both of them, which adds one bane because they're commoners. And I know how this would normally work is you don't know if they're friendly or not. You pick a card, don't show me until you're ready to go, and then play that card. But for the sake of showing everybody else how much they're going to get fucked over, we'll show you yours. So let's move this over to the side room. Are you able to see these cards, Jimmy, or are they blocked by the rooms?
That's blocked by the room. Now I can see it.
How's
That's blocked by the room. I was trying to grab them to move them.
Here, I got it right here. There.
I can see it right in the center. I can see one of them. Yeah.
Perfect. There's only one.
Yeah.
So you've picked it. I know what their bonuses are. They're neutral. I don't know why you're playing more of them. I'll delete that one. And we'll
did it actually go to the table? I didn't unclick it.
Oh.
Yep.
Well.
So if you click that card and right-click it, you can flip it over. Ooh, do we have
boon.
something?
We got a boon. A kiss ass.
Somebody gave me ass. I get a boon.
That washes away the negatives. But flip over social.
Good on you.
Flip over this card, and it'll tell you what you're looking at. If you click it, yep, you got it. So right now, they are neutral. There's no bonus or penalty to it. You're at a wash. You're at a straight number because of the person helping you out from the crowd. As the one guy goes, he is a fine specimen. And the other guy's like, I don't know. He's pretty beat up and scarred. Look at his eyes. They look dead. Give me your intimidate roll versus these two. Strength or intellect? What do you want to use? Are you brute forcing?
Oh yeah, that's a great option. So this wolf was the last thing that tried to kill me in the wilderness, and I ripped his face from his skeleton.
Oh my! So you are intimidating these people? Give me your roll. 15. That is more than enough. So they
really
back away.
I was just gonna say, really, just trying to get him to stop touching him.
Give me a D6. This is the influence damage you do versus them. They are very corrupt individuals, making their composure low. Anytime in this game that you have a will and a composure, it lowers their number. You do 2 to each, and they separate enough. They don't leave the room. They're not that scared of you. They do part ways. I will delete this out of the room, and they both move to the side. Now, are you moving forward, or are you staying there?
So this guy is the Ludus, right?
He is one of the Dominus or Lanistas
Dominus.
that are somewhere here. Dominus means they take slaves.
Yeah. So I will walk up. Assuming they let me, I will walk up.
The 2 Myrmidons watch you, but they don't make any movement towards you. So I'm going to move us over to Zox.
Okay.
Zox, you can hear Soviek in the other room arguing about killing some wolf, ripping their face off. At your room, there is a bunch of people around a dining table. Horned individuals, a very well-to-do man at the head that everyone is paying attention. This would be the gentleman here. He introduces himself as Lanista Zorbe. I am Lanista Zorbe. I am known around these parts as being a fine and kind gladiatorial trainer. But I do expect the best out of my people. I will let them go. Not through death, but just into the city of their own accord. To his left, you see Akkadian. Akkadian is the one-armed 32-time winner that is the trainer originally for the AGA. He's standing off to the side. Looks like he is up for sale as well. I don't know if everyone's breaking up or not. Am I breaking up right now? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, who's breaking up? I'm fine. I hear everybody great.
All right. Okay. Chat, do we all sound good?
Scale and Scroll,
So-
thanks for the host.
Because I'm gonna get it.
So Akkadian is watching what's going on. To the man right in front of him, very slender, elven-looking man, eating grapes and some fruit, a little bit of pork, which you don't know what the food actually is. A heavier weight man at the end with a chest next to him is pulling out utensils and setting them down, wiping them clean. He has a small homunculus that he sits on the table that tastes his food for him and then feeds it to him if it is not poisonous. The horned individual seems like he might have some form of demonic nature. You are in the corner, again, like a statue, oiled and glistening. Sunlight comes to the windows and through ceiling panels that are open in this room. It must be midday out. The sun is very warm, especially where you are standing. The last thing is to the south. There's 2 goats that keep making noise that are chained to the wall. And you can see there are sacrificial daggers just to the left of them here. Looks like they've already been used a few times on the goats, but not for cutting them, but looks like for branding marks on them. What would you like to do in the room? You have been told do not speak unless spoken to. Up to you if you break that rule. Just standing there, huh? All right. So as that happens, the one devilish man makes a step towards you, Zox. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Akkadian reach down behind his back. Just in case. He's been kind to you ever since you've been here. He taught you how to use a weapon. Man walks up and goes, and who are you? Okay, Zox. Well, I've never seen you really fight in the arena, at least not in the Crucible. What do you do? Are you strong? Are you magical? As he kind of pokes at your muscle, pokes at the mask and pulls his hand back. As you see a little black wisp nick the end of his finger and blood runs down your mask. He goes, oh my. Who and what is that?
I am a sorcerer of God, a god hunter.
A man of God. Well, the Lanista back here is looking for any form of magical combatants for his group of gladiators. He would be a fine pick over Blythe. Blythe is quite the blubberous, ruinous creation of demonic energies. I believe you'd be better off with Zorbe. You should speak with him. Zorbe! And the man gets up, he's like, excuse me, and he walks away from the elf, makes his way around, and stands on the other side of you. Well, hello, I've heard your name is Zox. It's nice to see you. What do you offer that I would maybe purchase you over some of the other gladiators? I'm currently looking for 3 to 4 gladiators from Blythe's Bend.
I will kill anyone you tell me to kill.
I see. The one man leans over and whispers something to him really quietly.
Anyone.
Oh, anyone. Give me a perception check as he whispers. It's with no bane or anything. This is just to see if you overhear the little bit of conversation between the two men. Perception is on the main part of the sheet. Roll? Yeah. Oh, you do not notice. They whisper back and forth, and the one demonic man walks and sits back down in his chair. The Lanista goes, I'll keep you in mind. And he walks away and exits the room.
Cool.
When the door opens, you get a glimpse of Soviak on the other side. And as the Lanista is walking by, he stops in his track as the door shuts behind.